Okay, welcome to week 23 of the Outcast Order D&D campaign. We're getting ready to go with hour 1. We're picking up where we left off last week, which was preparing to intercept the enemy who just stole a bunch of magical items from Silvery Moon, and we're hoping to somehow get ahead of them and prevent them from reaching their destination. We're joined by the full cast as always. Let's get into it.
All right. Well, if I remember correctly, we left off. Y'all were just about to leave town. You had met up at the gates. Had a... Excuse me, what?
We were.
Okay. You were met up at the gates. You had a force of 100 knights. You managed to gather 4 priests to help them. No, 5. 5 priests. Yes. Y'all are about to take the south road. You had a arcane marked object. He was going, the wizard Cedric was going to attempt to get a hold of Blackstaff and try to get y'all magical transport to speed it up. That's about all I've got on that one. He told you it would be at least a day before he was able to get a hold of them. Okay.
And we declined the help of the vampire because we didn't know who his master was. Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
We went to the vampire first, then we went to the church. We got the never-ending holy water.
Yep.
Okay. So
Right.
We're waiting at the gate, I guess, right now.
Yeah, y'all are all arrived back at the gate, waiting to leave. So you're going to get...
Sorry. Oh.
Well, you're going to get there and notice the captain's ready to go. They're all pretty much waiting orders. They just are waiting on you. Cedric Wizard is there to see them off. The priestesses, of your order have arrived. So when y'all stroll in, pretty much all eyes are on you.
I guess as we're getting in, I ask the rest of the party if there's anything else they need to pick up.
There should not be if we all have the provisions that we need.
Okay. So we walk up to, I guess there's a guard captain.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know, we're ready.
All right. So are y'all going to go on foot? They're on horses.
We had asked Cedric if he had horses for us. Did he provide them?
I didn't recall y'all asking, but if you did, then he could provide 4 horses easily. Or 3, depending on your preference.
Okay.
Maybe Donkey will get his own horse.
Donkey does have war armor now.
He's gonna ride a horse. Oh boy.
I guess we'll get on the horses they provided, and I'll get on the donkey, and we'll ride off.
So everyone's cool with riding a horse here, no problems. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll ride a horse.
Is
All right.
sorry,
Yeah.
cutting out
Mhm.
for anybody else?
Great.
I'm robotic. I'm all hearing robotic everywhere. That's me.
I'm getting it on everybody.
I'm not getting it from you.
For once, everyone's coming through loud and clear.
Also, I looked at the Twitch stream and it went down for me. So
The only
I
person who
see the
sounds
Twitch stream.
robotic is Sai.
I see the Twitch stream fine.
Carry on.
Okay. Well then, Smurrrrh, Riclamin, when you start getting on your mounts, you notice they are acting a little skittish towards you, but they are trained, so they stand and let you get on.
Okay. I'm assuming my A larger horse for me, not just a smaller horse.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
that might be just skittish.
Your horse is definitely nervous for many reasons.
If at any point I notice the horse is struggling carrying me, I'm just gonna fly.
Okay. Noted. All right.
You can run faster than you fly, don't you?
Yes. But he says fly. So.
Yeah, until someone points it out to me, then Smurrrrh was practicing flying for a while there the night before, I think.
No, this is true. There's a benefit to it if you keep it up for a little while. All right. So you're all off. Yes, all good.
Yep.
The night and our music's off. Awesome. I like it. Good. Good. Let's see here. Okay. You ride through up into dawn with no real trouble. The path of destruction cut right through the swamp. It looks like they were making use of the road. Go figure. Not all undead. Seem to notice.
How are considering it's such a large troop of people moving through so close to the undead having moved through, I'm assuming that most creatures have deserted the area.
Yeah, you're not seeing a lot of life. You're not having any trouble, though. Everyone's sticking to the road. It is a pretty good road. Donkey seems to... Okay, I'm assuming you're up near the front since Donkey's so quick, right, Colby?
Hello?
Sorry, what's that?
I'm assuming you're up near the front since Donkey is so quick, yeah?
Yeah, I'd be near the front, closer to whoever the captain is.
All right. Donkey is actually trying to pull ahead of the captain. He seems to be going with purpose.
Okay, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably keep him reined in.
All right. Yeah, he's definitely struggling for the lead on this, going down the road. About midway through the first day, the area starts looking really familiar to you. You see two trees, and then Donkey pulls up by the side of the road and just stops,
I know.
looking down at some... Huh? What?
Colby realizes what's happening.
And Donkey's looking at 3 stone horses that have been shoved off of the road.
Can I see if they're intact still?
The largest one is definitely still intact. There seems to be some damage on one of the other 2. The last one's pretty much in pieces everywhere, all covered in moss.
The one that Donkey was interested in, is that one still?
Yep, the large one is still completely intact.
Okay. Remind me again, Break Enchantment doesn't cure petrification, does it?
Break Enchantment has a chance to, if I'm not mistaken.
There's
Yeah.
a check that has to be made.
Right.
Okay, so I was ahead of the party, so I'm guessing we're stopped there, and they're kind of passing by us.
Yep.
So I'm pausing right now. I have to check up this spell just to make sure.
All right.
But
Smurrrrh,
okay, yeah, I'm good. I'll quickly dismount.
Smurrrrh, you.
you, Riclamin, y'all remember this area very well. Kind of an unsettling memory.
I don't feel so unsettled with my home
I'll quickly dismount and
anymore.
cast.
All right.
Oh wait, pause. Sorry. How is it laying? Like, is it returning?
Laying over on its side.
Okay, so it's probably not going to injure itself when it comes. I'm not thinking it's going to injure itself when it comes back.
No.
Okay, so I'll release the spell.
All right. And I believe it's your check here.
Yeah, D20 plus my caster level.
Okay.
1 second. Okay. D20 plus, not 20, D20.
Hmm.
And my effective caster level is 10. Ouch.
Ooh. Okay. But that's versus the
11
hit
plus the
die. If
caster
I'm...
level of the effect.
Oh. Dang. Okay, then. So you cast the spell. Nothing happens.
Donkey's pretty perturbed, or
He just kind of ear flicks. He's just sitting there staring at it.
16 isn't enough for against a base Medusa?
Not enough for a base Medusa? Okay. Clear, let's try one more time.
All right. That time you blow it away.
There's nothing left in the crater. Whoops. My bad.
You break the enchantment. A horse covered in moss starts to get up, looking a little startled. Donkey brays in joy. Smurrrrh, your horse is back.
Ah,
That's
all
funny.
right. It's a little bigger, I guess.
It's a Clydesdale. It's a big horse.
All right.
It's as big as they come.
I'll swap out my crappy horse for that horse.
All right. What are you gonna do with the other horse?
Let it go.
I'll take it and
Oh.
leave it behind.
Okay.
I'm sure there are carts and things that need to be pulled with the group. It could probably be assisting in that.
A whole lot on the way of provisioning. Most of it's in saddlebags. Trying to travel light and fast. But yeah, you'll pull the horse behind. That works. Smurrrrh swaps over to the Clydesdale, who has no problem carrying you. Seems a little. It's just one of those for the horse. He basically just closed his eyes for a minute, right?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's okay.
It's been 4 years, but he doesn't know that.
Right. Trekking on. Donkey leading happily, but not trying to pull ahead anymore. Seems like maybe Donkey has fulfilled a quest of his own.
Suddenly he's bathed in a light as he levels.
Braised ding.
Fireworks go off behind him. Yeah, ding. Yes. Perfect.
All right.
That reminds me of an entirely different session. Don't mind me.
So we're
Continuing
on our
on.
second day of our trek right now.
You went through the night the first time. So you're going, this technically, yes.
Okay, so during the day, the next day, we found.
You find the horses.
Okay.
You bring one of them back. And continuing on, you find no more trouble until nightfall. Seem to be making really good time. Those mosquitoes start coming back in by evening. Seems some things never change.
Yeah. I assume the guard brought stuff to deal with this.
They are burning some incense, trying to keep it down. But of course, there's a lot of them. It's a swamp.
Okay.
If it gets too bad, I'll cover myself with mud again.
All right. You gonna try to push on through the night, or you want to try to make a camp?
How's the party, or how's the entire?
How's the small army?
Yeah.
Did
what
we
do you call
rest
this?
So,
How's the
you
cavalry
went
look?
straight through the night. They seem
Do
like
we
they
need
could make it.
this night?
They seem like they could make it through this night, but they definitely would need it by the next one.
Okay,
But the
I'll
distance
recommend.
we
To,
travel, it would be better to rest now so we're no closer to the enemy when we're at a weak point. It'd be better to rest further away from the enemy. So
I asked the captain if he agrees.
The captain seems to think that due haste is required here, but the wizard did say you were running the show, so
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say I agree with my companion here. We need to be refreshed and ready to attack when we reach. When do you think we'll catch up to them? I asked the guard captain.
if we rest tonight, they'll pass by Everland, I'm sure. We'll have to race from Everland to catch them.
Are we willing to chance that, Adara?
they have 2 days on us. Do you think this group can move as quickly as they do already?
Who do you ask that to, me or the captain?
The captain. He knows what we're chasing.
I'm like, oh, I just met these people.
In the front.
Okay, so my militia experience, does that offer any help with this scenario as to what the best course of action would be?
Well, thinking about if you were tracking regular bandits, then that you would think, they have to rest too. But this being undead, they're not stopping at all.
Right.
So every time you stop, they're getting further ahead.
I meant more on also on the expected confrontation area. What would suit us best? If we race tonight, we will hit them at closer to this area. If we skip through the night, or if we rest tonight, then we'll hit them whatever.
You know what? Yeah, you were militia captain. Give me just 1 second here. I would like you to roll. Just give me a straight up int check. I'll add your bonuses accordingly.
Okay.
All right.
We're going to intercept them right here.
You realize, thinking about it, Riclamin, it doesn't really matter whether you rest tonight or tomorrow night. It would probably be better to, in your experience, to rest tomorrow night, push further, because you're going to have to stop either way. But that way, you've rested more recently, because you're probably only going to get one more chance to rest before you catch them, and it will be past everyone, no matter what you do.
All right. I tell the group as they're discussing that it's probably best to race through, avoid the mosquito swarm as much as possible, and take a rest the other night, because by the time we'll reach them, we'll have a night to rest anyways before we get to them.
All right. If you believe that we'll be fighting fit if we encounter anything between here and there, then yes. If the group will be capable to handle anything that comes, I'm worried about those that fall swelling the ranks of our enemy. So whichever way everybody is most prepared to handle the enemy would be best.
Well, unless the enemy expects an ambush or expects to ambush us between here and there, we shouldn't encounter them. They have that much of a lead on us.
Very well then.
I gotta put my dog out.
Um,
I'll be right back.
Cedric reported too that all the enemy forces appeared to be regrouping on Gelanthiner. I think we should be fairly safe in our travels if we push through. Let's push through. So, we push through.
Yes.
Yep, works for me.
The order is given. Force march. You push through. The horses handle it surprisingly well. It seems that with Donkey out front, none of them want to be outdone.
Am I dexterous enough in my ride, or can I do a ride check to see if I can pull off some praying tonight?
A ride check to pull off some what?
Praying while I ride?
Yeah, you could try. Just tie yourself in the saddle. I think it'd be more one of those closing.
Well, it's when he prays, it's more of a meditation, so I don't know if or maybe it
Your
takes a
saddle
little longer.
prevents the rider from falling out of it, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I
It
gotta
gives
do
him
a
a
spot check.
It's a pretty big check bonus.
So it's D20 plus.
I really hope he.
Exactly the same as falling asleep. I mean,
I was gonna say I really hope he would like fall off, but
Pretty damn close. There's a couple head nods and almost falling off there,
All right.
but did I pull it off? Just a
yes,
bit?
you pull
Oh,
off
wait.
your prayer. You got your prayer going.
Okay.
Idara is going to get a communication about morning as y'all push through the night from your spirit, because y'all are linked, right? Telepathically,
Yes.
pretty much.
Yes.
It knows what you know.
Yes.
It arrived that your order is going to send aid as soon as possible. They are currently investigating a village that was destroyed by something in the northern part of the wood.
That's so horrible.
All right.
Who would do such a thing?
The entire thing was wiped out. Many of the lycanthropes you grew up around are gone.
Damn lost.
All right. They do not know the source of it.
A lot of fire, broken glass.
So strange.
Some of them seem to have been reduced to a green goo. Magic that they have not seen.
All right.
And then those that they do find have been butchered. Pieces missing here and there.
A terrible lightning storm.
All right. But they are going to send aid as soon as possible.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, now that he is, now that not he, she, now that my spirit has completed the task I gave it, I can actually have it retrieve spells for me. So
Does it have to make it all the way back to you?
no, it holds the knowledge for me. It's just I can only command it to do a single task at a time.
Okay, good.
So yeah, I can retrieve new spells now. When next I see that Colby is not interacting with anybody, she'll ride near to him and ask to speak.
Okay. Oh, currently Colby is definitely interacting with somebody, but nobody present.
Okay.
So as soon as he finishes his prayer, that would work out great. Actually, no, you prayed during the night. Yeah, you're not interacting with anybody. It's backwards now. The moon comes up, you pray. Sorry. Morning. Whole
yeah,
confusing
that's
thing.
what I was gonna say. Isn't he like moon praying or whatever?
Right. He's moonlighting now.
He's on a honeymoon.
What's happening?
During the course of this day, you passed by a small pond, little campsite off to the side. You recognize these areas.
No.
See a little makeshift tomb. Remember that? Where you buried someone that seems to have been disturbed long time ago.
I don't give it a second look. I just ride on by.
What's this? There's a tomb?
Wonder to myself if there's anything that we could do with his body to thwart the undead.
All right. If I see you hesitate is when I'll approach.
I don't know shit.
Okay. Dang.
Sorry, what can you describe what was there again? I missed that.
You went by the place where y'all buried Renauld after
Oh,
you skinned him.
right.
Yeah. Dragon fight over here, camped out here, buried him there. That was a good hat. Anyway.
Might be touching.
it was gonna be.
He had his first moment with that innkeeper.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. You and the innkeeper, you remember that now, huh?
Yeah. Little disheartened.
So you push forward to the end of the day?
Yeah, I believe we would.
Okay. When you get to the end of the day, you're not really having much luck finding a good camping spot, but the captain suggests you just take the road over and camp there.
Okay.
He says there really can't be any more pressing business than what we're on currently.
Okay. So we set up camp.
What's he saying by the road over?
Set up tents on the road.
Okay. Right. Gotcha.
Instead of going off into the bog, just set up camp on the road. I mean, who's got business to be moving between Silver Moon and Everland right now, right?
Yes, we assume, yeah.
Okay. So y'all agree with that. I like that. That's good.
All right.
Y'all got anything?
Bring the idiot that runs into 100 Silvery Moon Guards.
Y'all got anything for me for this evening?
Oh,
Are you cracking the whip again?
No, we're close
All right.
to taking damage if we don't rest up.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll go to Colby and Riclamin when they're available and speak with them.
There will be plenty of speaking time at camp here.
Mm-hmm.
I will have set up the regular tent.
The regular tent. Okay.
I comment on the fact that, hey, what happened to the Temple of Awesome?
Still available. I just didn't think to use it today.
All right, I guess
I'm
I'll
not-
have to drink my own liquor then.
I'm not as worried about the Wraith at this moment.
I'm going to be trading stories and tactics with the, what was you say, commander or captain?
Captain.
Captain. I'm discussing stuff with him just to kind of hopefully maybe tell him something he didn't know.
I would like a check from you then, if you're going to be chatting with him for a long period. Give me a gather information and the diplomacy.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good gather information.
You're good at gathering information. How diplomatic are you about it?
Probably not very. Nope.
Ooh. Okay. You do manage to offend him. You find out through the conversation that he is actually quite green.
I was gonna say, what's he say? Tell me what you know.
He makes polite conversation with you for a while, and then gets the idea that you're trying to one up him, and everything you got to tell him is better than what he's done. So he starts thinking a little bit after a while about you being such a pompous guy, and doesn't really want to talk to you anymore. But you understand how inexperienced he is after the conversation.
Right. Got it.
Okay. I figure that's about the best you could expect from that.
Yep.
You feel fully confident that should y'all reach combat, this man should not be in charge. And that's a good thing to know.
Where did you have this conversation?
Wherever he was.
Campfire, main one.
Smurrrrh's cutting down wood for the campfire.
Yes. Smurrrrh,
Oh God.
you wandered off into the swamp?
Yep.
Okay.
Not too far. Far enough to see the campfire within, a reasonable sight. And it's not a Smurrrrh fire yet, so it's got to be pretty small.
Okay. Guess what? Nothing happened.
Okay.
We're doomed.
You bring back wood just fine. You find a few bodies here and there, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay. Are they? Do I notice anything in particular about the bodies?
Looks like another tribe of goblins fell victim to a plague of undead marching through.
Oh yeah. Okay. I let the others know that there's some dead goblins over yonder in the bush when I come back to the fire.
Seems like they were trampled.
I say something stepped on them.
By something big.
I let them know about, like I said, I tell them looks like some goblins are there and looks like something stepped on them. That's about all I divulge for the most part.
Where was that? How far?
Over that way in the bush.
How about how far from the campfire?
About as far as Sragg says it was.
Smurrrrh points eyes over that way.
Yep.
Was it easy to spot?
I mean, I could still see the fire, so it's not that far.
All right, I'll go take a look. I'll be right back.
You wander off into the woods.
Get off my horse and arm up and just fly over.
You get off the horse. Now, this is why the diplomacy didn't go so well. This guy's sitting on the tree over there, eating, having conversation with this guy. Riclamin sitting there on his horse, looking down at him, asking him how long he's been captain of the guard here. That is where the diplomacy went wrong. Okay,
Perfect.
But now that you're off your horse, you fly. I'm sorry.
Oh, it works for me.
You fly over there. And from above, you make out a little bit better what Smurrrrh was seeing if you roll me a proper survival check.
So I'm tracking, right?
Yep. Your scent isn't going to help you so much because of the sheer amount of undeath, but...
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
I kind
You were
of
looking...
what direction they were going or when they got trampled or whatnot, hopefully.
They were trying to run for Everland, it looks like. Looks like they were going to take their chance with the townsfolk. And it looks about 4, you're going to guess? Giants. Really big. Bigger than hill giants. Must have been some of those siege engines.
Okay. Okay, I'll just go back. I don't think there's anything more to be gained from this. I'll let him know that I suspect it was it was giants bigger than hill giants, and they were the siege engines for the army. And they were heading back to Everland. Towards Everland.
Yeah, that's what I said. Some goblins are stepped on.
Smurrrrh sits over there with the captain of the militia, and they're both looking at Riclamin.
Duh.
I'm sorry.
Get this guy. I mean, really?
Yeah, I nudge the captain and shake my head at Riclamin, like towards Riclamin, like, huh, what a silly guy.
While he's eating, he pulls out a flask, pours some into the stew.
Who does?
The captain.
Swear to God, I'm gonna start.
Okay,
first.
I help make any creative adjustments to that I feel might, improve or, make this food better.
Roll your check.
All right.
I think I'm gonna sponsor the first Alcoholics Anonymous meeting in this area.
Yes, you get a great idea, Smurrrrh. Being in the swamp, you think some mushrooms might really help.
Oh boy.
Okay. You want me to
You find
survival
some.
check? Or do I find some?
Yeah, give me a survival check.
Okay, one sec. What is my survival? Dum, 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 dum. 9.
You find mushrooms, Smurrrrh.
Now, I'm assuming that my survival check would negate the fact that they'd be poisonous or not.
What?
Anyway, I put them in the stew.
Okay. Yep, it's good. Definitely adds the flavor. Anything else for the evening?
All right, I'm going to tell Colby and Riclamin when I can get them together that about well, I'll do it in character. I have finally contacted my order. They have been informed of our needs and will be sending as many as they possibly can, but there seems to be a great threat in our wood that has destroyed one of the villages near where my order typically conducts its work. It is an unknown threat. They do not understand the magic that was used in the assault. However, even as slowed down as they may be in trying to find the source of this threat, some of them do have the ability to fly, and some of them do not need rest as others do. So they should. It will take some time, but there are some of them that may actually reach us before we reach the enemy. It all depends on what they can find of and what they need to do about the threat. It was quite drastic, the damage that was done to the bodies that they found.
That's good news that they're coming, and horrible news about what happened to the others.
Yes, apparently almost an entire city was destroyed. Very few made it back out. And it is not a threat that my people recognize.
Colby has a furrowed brow.
Then you'd help finding out who did it? I mean, we have pressing issues now, but we could help them later.
We have some of the best trackers of the whole wood among our following. They may not all be of the same nature as the druids themselves, but we have many among us who are capable of finding the source of such a threat.
Very well.
It is just a matter of what they choose to do of it and how much time that takes. None of the people whom are part of my order, however, have formal military training. they would need to be guided in how not to be disruptive among the ranks as far as their tactics.
I point at
Normally,
that guy
what
and I'm
they-
like, I wouldn't ask that guy.
That I do not know him, I know you. So when others of my order arrive, I would come to you for assistance in explaining to them what they need to do among our ranks.
That
Very
guy.
well.
I do not know how many to expect or exactly when to expect them, but they are on their way. And I also have the ability to shift my spells now, so I need to know what kind of spells you believe would be most useful.
Spells
talking
aren't
to
my
you,
area of expertise.
Well, we're about to face wraiths who are of an incorporeal. We're incorporeal. We need stuff to help us hit them, as well as anything that can keep them from harming us.
All right.
Without the mace, they'll be able to approach.
This is true. With you, myself, and the other clerics of your new order, though, we should be able to keep them back with divine magic. I am as worried about us being exposed to ranged assault and ground troops. Is there any sort of spell that you would prefer for trying to reinforce our base army? I have a few spells that may improve yours and Smurrrrh's ability to fly, but I could also attempt to call for spells that would allow me to shape some of the battlefield.
There's only one ranged attacker that we know for sure, and that's for lack of a better description, the big wraith.
Mega Wraith.
The Mega Wraith. Yeah, Shark Wraith. He appears to be he appears to be someone we knew before. Rick, are you? It's clearly Renaud.
You guys
Yes.
made the connection for this, I guess?
Yes.
Yeah. Renaud.
I doubt Smurrrrh has made this connection yet.
Renaud, he appears to have retained that devastating ability he used on that halfling that one time.
Yes.
That is what we truly have to fear. When he used it, there was nothing but a smoldering foot left of this poor halfling.
Do you still have that belt
I
from
do.
that event?
I do.
Sure.
Because Brent made me that shield. Perhaps I could get him to attempt the same on me, and I tap my shield.
I did suggest to Cedric that his ego is probably his weakness. If you could if we could enrage him, he might do the work for us.
Possibly, if it even affects him. I don't know.
I don't believe we'll have to worry about the other little one. The amount of, well, it could be close, but the amount of I don't know how to describe this.
Raw divine potential.
The amount of damage that summoning something like the Violet Rain does to a caster probably means he's not at his full form right now.
Yeah, if that Violet Rain does show up, that would be very bad.
I believe it's a while before he can muster that.
The amount of power required to
Without-
conjure it.
If he were to, the amount of the toll it would take on him to summon that again so quickly should destroy him.
It is not just a question of if something like that would destroy that which cast it. it is also one of whether or not they even have the ability. Depending on the type of damage caused by casting that spell, they may no longer have access to that quality of power. They may no longer be able to control it until they've recovered.
True. So,
Hand me that belt. I'll deal with Ren.
okay.
He and I have words to exchange.
I was also toying with our escapades or our adventures in the Underdark, sealing up that stairwell have led me to think of some interesting uses for this new holy water flask we have. We could set up a trap of holy water pits.
That would require that we actually have time to prepare such a thing, though.
True. But
Yeah, they would have to be advancing in our
can-
direction rather than us chasing them.
Perhaps we'll be lucky enough that the mage will arrive and we'll be able to teleport ahead of them and set up a trap for them.
Does this ability that the Wraith has, does it cause a specific type of energy?
It's, I believe I heard him call it Spellfire.
An undead whom channels Spellfire? The blessing of Mistra herself?
Don't ask me how he does it.
I know nothing of magic.
Arcane is way outside of my expertise. But we've seen him cast it in his Wraith's form. But he's much too big to be a Wraith in the first place, so who knows what he really is.
Well, Wraiths, as they grow in power, their size increases. As they have no body, their spiritual mass expands.
True Wraiths aren't supposed to retain any of the abilities they have in life either, and he clearly has, so.
There are rumors of those that have. The concern I have of that is that in the tales of such creatures, they are no longer controlled by a master. And yet he seems to follow orders given to him, which means, of what I know of such beings, that he is a willing servant.
Why that's the case. Rick, do you remember when he made the pact with the book to save us?
Yes.
This must have been the cost.
I believe that's when he broke.
Well, just throwing him in the fire and nearly killing him didn't help much.
It seemed to help that situation.
Anyway,
Didn't help his aim.
I'm focusing on spells that will prevent the damage by the Wraith's touch, and also restore if they do manage to land a hit, the damage caused. And also, I have the ability to imbue one weapon with the ability to strike incorporeal creatures. Come to think of it.
Are there any energies that he favors specifically?
We're talking about Bernald Wraith?
Yes,
Wraith?
you said that he was a
He seems,
spellcaster in life.
he seems to have a knack for summoning creatures. He said it was a spell he created.
Yes, I believe the creature that took the lady was summoned by him. Come to think of it, I will pray for additional Ghost Touch weapon, or the ability to imbue weapons with Ghost Touch, until we're able to get ahead of them, and then I'll switch up.
All right. I will search for a spell that will help us resist if he chooses to assault us with specific energy magics. And I will prepare myself for direct combat The gifts of my order include the ability to touch spirits as if we were among them.
I'll also need to speak with members of my order. I have to suggest some tactics to them.
Do you have
If we have
anyone?
time before making a direct assault, there is a ritual that my order shares that will allow me to help protect a small group from the wraiths, but they must be touching me as I channel the energy, and it does not last for very long. However, it is a bit more than an hour. It would get us through a battle, but it would have to be something done before the encounter. It takes 9-10 minutes to channel. It spreads one of the other blessings of my order, which is that the wraiths struggle to attack us. Our spirit rebuffs them.
Do you have anything that can
increases.
stop these individuals from retreating in the other direction from us? Like, what if they just want to get away from us with these artifacts?
Anything that would keep a wraith from retreating? There's very little that can do that, but a wraith cannot carry a normal object. They pass right through it.
Not the wraith individually, but I mean the army we're chasing can't just be all wraiths.
I can search for spells that will allow me to shape the ground and the environment. Those are what I was asking about for defending the army itself. If you want me to search for those that would allow me to halt a retreat, I can do so. I believe that, if nothing else, stone shape would make a few barriers that they would have to overcome. There are others among my order that use much more dramatic spells in their array.
I have I recently acquired a new spell that could possibly slow them down, but it wouldn't take them long to get around it. I can summon, similar to your force wall, a wall of moonlight.
I was thinking more something on a grander scale. I don't know how your moonlight wall would work. If it works like my force wall, it's not that large.
Many magical walls are upwards of 10 feet per quality of casting. And he has quite powerful spells at this point.
From what I've read, "20 feet wide by 15 foot long per level." So you're looking at a wall of over 100 feet long.
Does it last as long as mine, or does yours last longer?
It will last for 10 minutes.
Yours is way better. Okay.
Those which can fly or which can scale it could go over, but any others you could... Magical walls are often shapeable. You could easily contain them. Force them to take routes that they would otherwise be unwilling to.
I think that would be an effective use of an item that we could use. If they decide to engage us, we could use it, and if they decide to retreat, we could use it.
You can also use it as a path, apparently.
We can force them to fight on our terms.
It can be horizontal.
And engage the targets we choose them to, based on...
Yeah.
Make a bridge.
Yeah. Anyway, I must go speak with my order.
Very well. Remember, while you may ask them of what spell circle they can cast, they may be able to memorize some of the spells you do not have the capacity to.
Yes, any of them with a greater magic users than I will definitely have access to more things.
They also give you. They will also have their own ability to channel a certain amount of energy per day. So.
I head off.
I'll just sharpen my weapons and then I'll possibly retire for the night. If I think of anything, I'll see. I look for Smurrrrh. What's Smurrrrh doing right now? We've been chatting a while.
Eating some food. Talking with the captain guy there you were talking to.
Okay. And I'll just go sit around the fire and have a ration and sharpen my blades.
That spell won't work.
Are you having some of my delicious soup, Riclamin? It's really good.
Do you have extra?
Should be still some around here. I'll scoop
Alright.
my bowl.
I'll give it a sniff. I'll just be like,
Smells great.
yeah, I'll have some. I'll be eating that. I don't often say no to his cooking. Or haven't, at least. It's pretty stellar stuff. And I'll eat the soup or stew or whatever. What do you call this?
You see that light over there? And I just saw a light in the sky over there or something. Anyone else notice that?
A light. I'm looking to where he's pointing, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Yeah. It's mushroom bourguignon with like a wine soupy sauce thing. Yeah, I don't
He's
know.
tripping balls.
Great. It tastes delicious. All right.
Is he?
That what is this called in Warcraft? The Wampletinger or whatever?
Warpletinger, yeah. Warpletinger, something like that. I don't know.
Wampletinger, yeah.
Warpletinger, you're right the first time. But
It's a Whopper Tinger.
that's the funny question. He's eating mushrooms, but that's the right direction. I don't know.
I was pointing, towards the direction of Everlyn.
Nobody notices because we're not there except for Rick.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, so I was just like, oh, okay.
He's the only one that spotted it.
I think I would just kind of linger where he's pointing at it and just kind of wait for like a minute and like eat. And after I don't see anything, I would just go back to doing what I was doing.
One of those. So you wanted to talk to your order, Colby. You want to do that to me right quick, or type it to me while we continue on? Whichever way you want to do it.
I'll do it out loud if you want.
Sure.
It's, who from the order came, by the way?
You had 4 priestesses, 5 priestesses. I keep giving you 5 for some reason. Come along, not the high priestess, just 5 attendants. Frick it, one of them dies. You have 4.
I think I'd be a little upset if one of my order died like that. So my 5 priestesses
Yes.
are
5 priestesses.
here. Are they clerics like myself?
Yes.
Okay.
Not quite as good as yourself.
So I asked them if they have access to the Moonblade spell. Level 3.
RPing. What circle? Oh, level 3. Okay. One of them has access to that circle of magic.
I believe it would be quite useful in dispatching the undead.
The other 4 don't, but that one, she does.
I also
That's the one you were
recommend to
trying
them. For the other ones, I recommend restoration spells. The wraiths are known to drain one's very life force. As well as anything else they can think of that might prevent the undead. The one that's able to cast the Moon Blade. I asked her if she's able to cast Death Ward, level 4.
No, she didn't have access to that circle of magic.
Okay, that is all. Are they okay with that plan?
Yep, they accept your orders, and we'll pray for those spells.
I
All right.
believe we will retire for the evening and take a break.
Sounds good. Everyone go to sleep because the rest of the evening is uneventful.
Oh god.
Yay!
Die.